Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. The suspected gunman in the killing of broadcaster Percy Lapid is now in police custody. Interior Secretary Benhur Abalos presented the suspect Joel Estorial in a press conference today. As three other suspects and revealed that they were paid ₱500,000 pesos to kill the broadcaster.
So this is a major breakthrough. Siya ay gumawa na ng extrajudicial confession, duly assisted by counsel, may abogado siyang kasama. So lahat po ito ay naka-record, no? At pagkatapos siya sumurrender, siya ay tinuro pa niya ang kanyang mga kasama dito.
Has asked importers to commit a portion of their sugar allocation to be sold through the government. Importers were asked to commit 10% of their sugar allocation for the DA. This supply will then be sold at 70 pesos per kilo in Kadiwa centers and DA offices in Quezon City and Bacolod City. The department has been meeting with stakeholders to come up with a suggested retail price for sugar, while the country awaits additional supply from both domestic sources and abroad. Public schools will push through with full in-person classes in November, while the DepEd allowed private schools to retain the blended learning setup. Camille Samonte with the details.
Public schools are still expected to implement full in-person classes. This comes after the Education Department's Order Number 34 series of 2022. Exceptions to this order include schools authorized by the regional director, as well as classes that were canceled due to disasters and those using alternate delivery means. On the other hand, private schools will be allowed to keep using blended or total distance learning beyond November 2. DepEd amended its earlier order, requiring private schools to transition into full face-to-face classes. In a statement, the agency maintained its confidence in the benefits of holding face-to-face classes. DepEd likewise expressed hope that parents and guardians of private school students would not miss the abundance of scientific studies available. Meanwhile, the mother tongue subject may soon be removed in a bid to decongest the K-12 curriculum. That's according to DepEd Undersecretary Epimako Densing during a Senate hearing on Monday.
In the whole revision of the K-12 or K-3 curriculum, we will be freeing up 50 minutes of teaching the mother tongue as a subject and rechannel it to our national reading program and national math program.
Densing likewise assured that mother tongue will continue to be used as a medium of instruction in classrooms. He said the matter was still being finalized but discussed on a consensual basis.
We are ready to make that pivot, but in the meantime, since this is the mandate of the law, we will continuously use the mother tongue as part of.
For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
And the Department of Education says that the decision to allow blended learning in private schools is meant to keep these schools in operation. DepEd spokesman Michael Poa told The Big Story that a number of private schools have adjusted their school system to fit the blended learning setup. Poa added that some smaller private schools that were unable to adjust to changes had to close down.
We know that the private schools invested heavily to be able to adjust to distance or online learning. We've seen a lot of the smaller private schools close, in the recent weeks. And so to give them that flexibility, we allowed them to continue with the said options.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Some members of the media said that receiving surprise visits from the police made them feel fear and unease. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro with the report.
Following the death of radio commentator Percy Lapid, police officials vowed to take measures to ensure the safety of journalists. But instead of feeling safe, several journalists grew even more concerned of their safety and security, as some policemen made unannounced visits to their homes. The NCRPO has since apologized for the initiative.
Hindi na po itutuloy. At nagbigay po ng apology ang aming regional director na kung meron mang masamang sa iba ay masama po sa kanila yun. Apology po from our regional director.
NCRPO spokesperson Colonel Dexter Versola explains, their intention was simply to check whether there are any threats to other media workers following the murder of Percy Lapid in his own home. 3 media personalities were reportedly visited by the police. These include JP Soriano of GMA and Adrian Ayalin of ABS-CBN. While the journalists say they appreciate the PNP's good intention, they admitted feeling alarmed over the move. On Twitter, Soriano said that aside from the fact that there was no prior notice, he also wondered how authorities were able to get the address of his private residence. For Soriano, this is a clear violation of the Data Privacy Act. But the police say they got the information by coordinating with the LGUs.
The good relationship between our local government unit, itong ating pong mga barangay, ay nakakatulong talaga sa pagbigay ng impormasyon sa ating mga kapulisan.
Another concern cited by the journalists is that these police personnel wore civilian clothes and used unmarked vehicles when they visited their homes. The National Union of Journalists in the Philippines said the right course of action would have been to coordinate with the new to make the coordination with journalists more formal and productive. They added that online safety should also be a concern.
Much better na may makita tayo at maramdaman na naging matapang ang ating mga authorities sa mga online trolls. Mas makikita natin na concern talaga sila sa ating security.
According to the Global Impunity Index of 2021, the Philippines is the 7th most dangerous country for journalists, citing the rampant online death threats against media workers and the 13 unsolved murder cases of journalists since 2011. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, we are One News.
And here's a quick look at today's other top stories. Infrastructure damage in northern Luzon from Typhoon Neneng has hit over 80 million pesos. Over 100,000 people were affected by the typhoon. The Parañaque Veterinary Service confiscated sacks of mishandled and unhygienic meat at the La Huerta Public Market. Last week, authorities also seized 50 kilograms of mishandled frozen meat in Novaliches, Quezon City. Malacanang has declared October 31 as a special non-working holiday. The palace said this is to give Filipinos a long weekend as it falls on the day before November 1, All Saints' Day. A no-work, no-pay policy is in place during non-working holidays, while employees reporting for work on that day will be paid an additional 30% of their daily rate. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.